Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a few of my favorite things book tag. You're going to get to know all about me and my favorite books that I have throughout the years. Let's get started. So the first prompt is a book you have read more than once, and that is of course Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I have only read Heroes of Olympus and Trials of Apollo one time through, so this is the only book series from that universe that I have read multiple times, but I plan to reread Heroes of Olympus very soon. The next prompt is a book you would take on the deserted island with you, and I would take Red, White, and Royal Blue. It is such a cute and cozy book, and I think it would just be perfect if I was stranded on a desert island. The next prompt is a book that made you cry, and that would be Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This is the only book that has made me sob. Other books have made me tear up, but tears were streaming down my face, and I could not get my emotions under control of this book. But you should read it. It's really good. The next prompt is a book that made you scared, and that would be Life as We Knew It. Now, this book didn't make me scared as in a horror sense, because it's not a horror book, but it's about an asteroid hitting the moon, and then that causing the world to turn into chaos. And I can't help thinking that that could happen in real life. It's a possibility. The next prompt is a book that made you laugh out loud, and that would be The Tyrant's Tomb in the Trials of Apollo series. I think this is the funniest one out of the series, and Apollo had a lot of secondhand embarrassment in this book. The next prompt is a book that disgusted you, and that would be A World Without Princes. I recently just DNF'd this book like a day ago, and I just can't get over the sexism towards both females and males, and I just couldn't force myself to finish it. The next prompt is a book you loved in preschool, and that would be A Bad Case of Stripes by David Shannon. It is such a cute, funny, and colorful book. The next prompt is a book you loved in elementary school. I was obsessed with the Magic Treehouse series, but I especially loved Tonight on the Titanic, and I was obsessed with this book. The next prompt is a book you loved in middle school, and that would be The Son of Neptune. I read this in 8th grade, and it is my second favorite in the series after Mark of Athena. The next prompt is a book you read in high school, and that is The Fault in Our Stars. I read this in 9th grade and absolutely loved it. And it was out of my own free will and not because the school forced me to read it. The next prompt is a book that you read in high school and absolutely hated. That would be The Old Man and the Sea. It is one of the most boring books in the world. It's about a man having an existential crisis, and the only interesting thing that happens is a shark attack. That's it. That's the whole plot of the book. And we were forced to read it, and we shouldn't be forced to read it. The next prompt is a book that challenged your identity, and that would be Simon versus the Homo Sapiens agenda. This book didn't so much challenge my identity as it helped me to accept and understand my sexuality. The next prompt is your favorite series. And I absolutely love Percy Jackson, but I wanted to pick something else that wasn't Percy Jackson. So my other favorite series is The Hunger Games. I feel like you can't go wrong with it. The next prompt is your favorite horror book. Now, I don't read a lot of horror, and Wilder Girls is definitely not a horror book. It's more sci-fi dystopian. That's what everyone calls it. But it does have horror-like aspects to it. It's about a plague happening on all-girls boarding school, but it has like animal-like qualities and stuff, and it's a really interesting take on the whole plague part of books. The next book is your favorite sci-fi. I don't really read a lot of sci-fi, but I Am Number 4 is my favorite one that I have read. It is about an alien with superpowers. The next prompt is your favorite fantasy book, and that would be Keeper of the Lost Cities. I decided to go for a book that isn't urban fantasy, meaning it takes place in our world. There are aspects where this book does take place in a human world, but for the most part, it's high fantasy, and the world building is just incredible. The next prompt is your favorite mystery book, and that would be Truly Devious. I love this series so much. I love the characters, and please read it if you haven't. The next prompt is your favorite classic, and that would be The Odyssey. I am biased towards this because I love Greek mythology. The next prompt is your favorite romance book. Now, I love Red, White, and Royal Blue, but I didn't want to pick a book twice again, so I picked All the Boys I Loved Before. This is a really good romance, especially for YA, and it has the fake dating trope, which I love. The next prompt is a favorite book that is not on this list, so I'm going to do my favorite manga, and that would be Fairy Tail. I have read 5 volumes of this series, but I'm rereading those volumes so I can read the rest of it. I am currently rereading Volume 2. The next prompt is a book you are currently reading. I read multiple books at one time, but one of the books I am reading is Divergent. I am currently loving it, and I'm almost done, and I hope to finish it soon. And the last prompt is a book you have been meaning to read, and that would be Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Everyone keeps saying this book is so good, and they compare it to Miraculous Ladybug, and for some reason, I've still not read it. And the corner of my copy was chewed by my bunny. I really hope you enjoyed this video. There are a lot of book tags out on the internet, and I want to do a lot of them, so be prepared for a lot of these videos in the future. Bye!